is... Whew, was that... I don't think that was enough to get the kill?
No.
Let's just... Oh my god, he got away. I can't believe it. Oh, Lord.
Wow.
Oh!
Hype.
Well, Ice now. After that Midas pickup does have the mech and almost finished with his pipe. Just needs to finish off the
next. Shiva.
recipe.
It's very clear here what the approach is from Mineski. They're like, okay, our Visage is in the dumpster. He's gonna go full utility build and let his team giant. So it's going mech and pipe and medallion, and they think that their Quap and Tiny can get the damage done. And Visage with this build has a tendency to fall off really hard because the birds are really bad later on when you don't have Eggs or Crest or anything to amplify them that much. So largely, if you're Vici now, you just pretend Visage doesn't exist in the fight, I think. It's a too expensive kill. It's like you do the math, how much damage does it deal compared to how much it tanks. Right now it's just super tanky and very low damage impact. He's like a Darkseer just without good spells right now.
Have you seen this level 25 -2 Gravekeeper's cloak picked up by anybody? I feel like almost everybody goes for
level 25 Visage.
It sounds insane though. But obviously you still probably go familiar in most cases, but what is -2 on this?
That's good.
It's a 1 second layer recovery time. That's insane.
That is
super tanky.
It's just, again, like
the birds are just everything about this hero.
It's more like what do you get it for, right? Like in this game, if you get Gravekeeper's Cloak and you're tankier, it's like you're still not dealing damage. You're not gonna die. Like nobody wants to go on you. If you focus Visage as Radiant, this game you lose the fight really hard. So they're not even gonna bother.
I mean, in some cases, Visage is almost like a Razor, where you deal damage based on how much they're doing, right? You're stealing damage as Razor. For Visage, you're taking their damage that they're dealing to you.
Yeah, you're dealing it out. You're just soaking, basically. And a lot of the time, Gravekeeper's Cloak, if it's used very well, it can negate a lot of damage.
Ramble Maze on the far side of it, which is going to bring nice BKB. Ori pops the ultimate as well. Terrorize is placed on 2 heroes. They're going to run away to base, and Ori with that BKB. Looks like Lan will be the sacrificial lamb for Vici Gaming. That was the... Is that the 10-second? Oh, I didn't even do that on purpose. That's pretty good.
That's a good one, Shen. You're really smart.
I'm a quick boy.
Nothing better than being involuntarily funny and then someone points it out. Great joke. What joke?
Thanks, bro. Mushi, double damage. This Roche is going to get destroyed.
Probably. There's still a back wall.
Ori still has a Dragon Form, but BKB's down. On the shadow round. Looks like they're going to commit.
Oh, this could be a really good combo.
Ramble Maze on the high ground. Now Paparazzi pops the BKB, looking towards Ice. Stun onto the Earthshaker. Taking a lot of damage from Ori in the meantime. Gets up the Echo Stun. Really doesn't do much though. Sonic Wave onto 2 heroes. Ori will somehow survive through this. Avalanche toss again. Mushi might have high 2 for 2. Paparazzi getting quite low. Ninja Boogie looks to be the next on the list for him. Triple kill for Paparazzi with no BKB in that fight.
How did Vici Gaming win the fight? Okay, so I know you were watching the fight, right? I was literally just following Young 11. He ran through 3 brambles, ran up, back-walled the Quap, missed the wall on the Quap, she blinked out, and they won the fight 3-1. Like, that's crazy, man. Like, that could have been an absolute beatdown.
So they didn't have Darkseer for most of it, and they didn't have BKB for Razor.
It's like, how did they win that fight so convincingly? And I can't answer the question because I was watching Darkseer. I was like, I wonder how many brambles he's going to run through on this.
I think in hindsight, really perhaps you wait for Dragon Form to run out because it was already popped before that. Not sure how.
I mean, I don't know. I think Mineski in the position they were in, so they run up the Dark Willow to break the aggressive move. He gets Shadow Realm off, but still gets killed. And it's just, I think for the first time in this game, Vici Gaming actually gets to combine their lineup. Even without the Darkseer, the other 4 were in the right place at the right time. They moved in, they got a good Shiva off from the Razor, and just followed through, isolated them in the pit. I think the Jakiro spell casting, especially in that fight, was really good from Fenrir.
Yeah.
Catching them in the pit like that, and Sand King came in.
I mean, it is in the pit. So,
yeah, of course. It's one of the greatest places for Jakiro to fight, but still, like they did everything right except like that Darkseer movement, and it's really good for Vici Gaming that mistakes like that can happen. Sometimes you just make a mistake. The reason it was funny for me was that he tanked literally 3 brambles and then got a bad vacuum.
Hey, you got to learn that maze. You gotta somehow decipher.
It's probably an experience thing as well, right? Like how much do you play against this hero and how?
Yeah, that's true. It is the same pattern every time. I want to point that out.
Yes, it's the same pattern.
When they implemented it, was that not the case?
Yes, I think it was always the same pattern.
It was always the same.
Pretty sure it was the same. But yeah, that's really good news for Vici Gaming because the next fight they can definitely play better than that one. And if Darkseer gets any sort of good combo with the Jakiro or the Sand King, then...
Oh, jabs. Oh, Ori not able to get the stun off on time. Terrorize is there. It's not going to connect on anybody, though.
All right, everything missed. Who does that favor? Dragon Form was used in Terrorize.
You should be able to kill these brambles, I feel like. Burrowstrike will connect. Dragon Form will follow. Queen of Pain is in so much trouble. Ice Path is there as well. Gets Force Staff out. Force Staff the opposite way. Blinks to safety. Looks like he'll be okay for now. The Urn Charge very slowly but surely taking him down.
That was a nice vacuum from Old 11 or Young 11. It wasn't enough, but he vacuumed him into the Macro Pyre next to the Iron Shell Dragon Knight. They were out of stuns, no more left in the tank for them. If that would have got the kill on Quap, that would have been a Roche, probably. She doesn't have buyback money. Worth the attempt on the vacuum. Didn't cut it quite.
Didn't cut it quite.
Yep.
Is that an American phrase?
Bottom tower is under
it's not Danish either. Sometimes
I believe you.
Sometimes I just say words, you know, and hope
it's
they're
okay.
right.
The fact that you have better English than me, and that's my only language. Pretty impressive.
I do not have better English.
I would, yes, you do. Remember when I used to think breathe fire was not spelled correctly in the game, and it turns out it was?
That's not about having better English. It's just about, you know, having functioning games.
Well.
No offense.
No, I love it when people say no offense after they've insulted you. You're an idiot. No offense.
That's such an American thing.
Yes,
that is really an American. No offense, but you're shit at everything you do, and I hate you.
I hate you. No offense, idiot. But Paparazzi, this is a really cool thing. So he's going to be going Ags, by the way. So do you go Refresher in this build still? Because that is disgusting. You have BKB. You have double ult, you have double Shivas, or double BKB as well.
He did take the Eye of the Storm interval, but
yes, I love this.
He might go for it. I think, so this level 20 talent from Razor is very telling. Like the 10 armor is also a really nice talent, you know, it's a 1400 gold item.
I think most people go 10 armor.
Yeah, most of the time I would say that. If you go Eye of the Storm interval, I think you definitely get eggs, and then either Refresher Orb or Refresher Shard. Like that's something to think about, obviously.
Or both. Have you seen 3 at once? It is... You literally take an entire throne.
I think I've seen it. I think I've seen it.
It is so filthy.
We haven't even had the first Roche of the game yet, so that's
shut your mouth.
30 minutes
We
away.
can talk about what's going to happen in 30 minutes.
Okay.
That's what we do here.
All right.
Looks like that smoke gank
could
will
be 40
not...
minutes as well.
Yes.
Wait, what did Darkseer get? He has a lot of money.
He's going for a Crimson Guard right
He had 3.5k a moment ago. Did he just get the Greaves?
Maybe.
I guess he got Greaves.
Can we get an instant replay on what Darkseer bought?
Because he was considering, he had this this Crimson marked for quite a while. I don't know if you go Crimson now. It's pretty late. It's good against the birds, but...
I think it's always good. I mean, look at this. The bird strike, is coming through. Not going to take the anybody. Double BKB activated. Looks like Ice might be the first to fall here for Mineski. Pops the pipe, but the right click should suffice eventually. Paparazzi steals basically all of his damage.
Look how long that took them to kill that hero. So about, like, if Mineski's in a better position and this fight breaks out, I think that's just not that good. But
they look to be getting Roche.
I don't think.
And there's no Terrorize. You don't think they're going for it?
They use 2 BKBs and Dragon Form. That was a really expensive Visage kill. The reason they go for it is that Quap is showing in the top wave and pushing that in, so they have like a moment of opportunity they can go in, but it's dangerous fighting this dire lineup without BKBs ready. The Shaker and Tiny and Quap combo can actually blow up 3 heroes if they get caught. Kills are taking quite a long time for this Radiant side. Like, they have good sustained damage, but their burst is not that good. Like, you have Razor and Dragon Eyes, your force, none of this is good.
Well, this Curse Ground into the Shadow Realm with the help of Ice. They're actually going to get this kill. Bedlam as well. Ninja Boogie, level 16 now. Burrow Strike does not connect. He goes right on top of a Bramble, in fact. Curse Ground to follow yet again. Mushi could position himself to initiate, but it's going to be a little bit too risky. The Ags is now officially picked up by Paparazzi. Plain Vision, a nice double stun from Ice. As we miss a kill on Dragonite, I blame that on you.
Yeah, great camera work, Pickbuckle.
Yeah, for everybody that doesn't know, I'm doing camera work today, so don't worry. Tomorrow we will have the god.
Pimpmuckle is my nickname for you.
That sounds very sexual, thank you.
AC on Tiny? The big items coming up here for Mineski. That, again, this Dragonite, he was alone. Once again, I don't really like the way Ori has been choosing his split pushing this game. It's been caused by this Queen King on multiple occasions, and this one is going to be the most costly one, probably.
Wait a second.
Looks like the Roche will fall this time.
Maybe it does.
I think it does.
Roshan was a worthy fall!
Alright, well, Aegis will go the way of Mushi. That was the first Roche of the game, right? So
yes, that's a very late Roche in this patch.
36 minutes in. This game could go the distance. Of course, Vici, do you feel like they have like this window that they need to capitalize on? Considering the, like Dragon, I wouldn't say scales as well as Tiny necessarily. Although looking at Mineski's lineup, they don't really have a hard carry. static link, I should say. Is Paparazzi just going to TP out? Oh, Avalanche doesn't connect and land in. Attempting to TP out. Oh, and the Terrorize was coming, but they ended up getting the kill before that.
I think, like, traditionally, if you think of Dragon Knight, you don't think of his strong late game, but the talents have kind of helped this hero a lot.
Is it like 60, 48, 42?
He has an attack speed and a damage talent. It helps a lot. It doesn't sound like the craziest amounts, having 30 attack speed and 35 damage, but for a hero like Dragon Knight that has a splash attack, this matters a lot. Like, so, I would say in late game, Dragon Knight can definitely keep up. He likes buying damage items ultimately because he's so naturally tanky. He can maybe skip a tank item that other heroes have to get. Hasn't been the case so far in this game, so we are seeing him with that halberd and KB, but the nice thing is he doesn't have to get an AC. He actually has the 23 armor, so he's going to go for the Mjolnir. Thinks that will be the better choice this game for him. Late game, I don't really have a favorite. I think both lineups are actually really strong late game, and it depends who gets the jump more than anything. And if you look at that so far, Mineski's just been doing a better job at finding the picks.
Much like cordwood before axe is axe.
Mushi working towards a Daedalus on Tiny. I was expecting maybe, actually I don't know what I was expecting. Maybe a Butterfly, I was thinking. Pretty good for him. But going for straight up damage, obviously, with the amount of damage he already does, it's going to be pretty effective. It has the AC for the attack speed now, so.
I like Daedalus.
Level 24 at the moment, has the tree grab talent. So, level 25, do you still go the toss charge? Like, when do you not go toss charge? It feels like it's just the best, one of the best talents ever at 25.
That's a good question. It's like what's the duration on toss? Like, how long are you flying for? Is it like, it feels like 1 second and a bit, right? It's like 1.5 maybe. Okay. So if you're like, I don't think it says. So if you compare those two values, right? You have 3 toss charges, so you get 2 extra tosses, which is, let's say, another 3-second stun, give or take, right? Or you get 1 more avalanche off in the fight because it's 12 seconds less cooldown. It feels like the 3 toss charges just have way more impact because you can chain them completely on one hero.
I mean, it's also, I mean, you don't have to use it on one person. You can toss somebody away. Of course. Especially if you get the other talent, which you did not go for, the requiring no target. You just toss somebody out of the fight.
That's the secondary benefit of tosses, that
of course, it doesn't go through BKB anymore.
The potential of it, right? You just have different plays, and Avalanche has like 1 play, right?
You Avalanche. You throw rocks.
Toss has some more play.
So there was a scan here by Mineski, but see here, nobody up on the high ground. Ori showing himself in the mid lane, level 21 on the Dragon Knight. His BKB is at 8 seconds currently. Oh, he's going to walk here. Oh, he's going to jump in. They see him off the BKB. Not really going to stun off, though. And that BKB looks to be wasted. A nice fissure.
Very quick disengage from Mineski.
That is now a 7-second. And Dragon Form down.
I wonder what talent Quap gets this game. I think it's a really good spell block game.
Double spell block?
Yeah, it's very nice this game.
As much as I love it,
Dragon Tail.
The fear is just, you have double fear on your team. The synergy.
Yeah. You can fear into fear, and then the one fear is useless.
No, 1.5 second fear into a 4-second fear, and then Scream of Pain's up again. That's another 1.5 second.
That's really sick. Maybe you should watch the smoke.
Okay. Yeah, I was actually looking at you. It's all good. Ori is going to jump in. Dragon Form still up for a few seconds. That comes in. Terrorize is applied, though he's going to attempt to run away from base. Doesn't let him choose to matter. Going with the BKB. Pops as well, looks out to safety. Big Echo Slam onto 2 heroes. Fissure, he's trying to get it off. Not able to do so. Great eyes fighting Mushi again. Perfect epicenter on a bunch of heroes. Sonic Wave to follow, though, and Lan M and company better be careful. Hero is the last remaining member of Vici Gaming, and all Mineski lose is Earthshaker, who did his job.
Better be careful after your whole team is
better be careful, you might die.
It's like one of those things where somebody trips and falls over, and then you're like, careful. I feel like that's like the weirdest human interaction ever. Like, how does that make any sense?
How about we focus on the racks being taken out?
All right,
be careful.
Racks down.
Be careful, Vici.
Careful, Razor.
You might lose your rack.
You might trip on the stairs out from your well. This could be... It can't be Megas. The tier 2's up in mid. That's like...
Yeah, it'll be 2 racks at the very least. I mean, even if Dragon Knight had buyback, is what used to be about Dragon Form. And that's kind of one of the big things about Dragon Knight. They're going to do a little bit of damage to the tier 4s for now. They finished 30 seconds.
If they didn't go for the Rex, they were probably in, but they didn't want buybacks.
Yeah. There's a Dark Tier buyback.
They're like, well, okay, 2 lanes of Rex and a buyback, that's like a 15k gold.
Not too shabby.
And this game is very close to over. I think Mineski has two choices now. Either they wait for the Roshan, play it really safe, get a fight there, or they get a smoke play aggressively, find one of the heroes that use buyback, kill it, and then win the game 5-1. I would say if they're able to pick off the Darkseer now, the game probably ends. It's been a bit strange of a game to me, the way fights go down. Like, both teams have BKBs, it's generally like these 1 or 2 frontliners that go in and BKB and start fighting, and it makes for a really awkward Darkseer game. Like, Young 11 just hasn't been able to find any good vacuums in this game. Not a single one has stood out to me. Any vacuum into Sand King's done. Maybe it's been a patience issue where they're like, oh, the BKBs are going, the heroes deal a lot of damage, I have to respond. But ideally, the type of fight Vici want is one where the BKBs run out from Mineski and then they vacuum into any of their good vacuum.
How much does this have to do with the arcane boots?
I don't know. You know, the thing is, if he didn't lose those mana boots,
yeah,
maybe
he would have been so far ahead. He
would have got a Blink Dagger at a really good time maybe before the BKBs are out, and who knows what would have happened. We can keep looking back at that. It's a really big deal losing 1,500 gold like that.
He did it.
It's 3/4 of a Blink. He got the Scream here.
Yes.
Yep. Generally, this is what you'll see teams doing. When the game is over, they pick the worst talent that's suggested by Suns fan for the game. Doesn't really matter anymore.
How dare the synergy. They can take their throne
the Scream talent
while they run back to the fountain.
The Scream talent is generally better. It's generally better, but the reason I point out the spell block in this game is that I thought in this game it looks...
Yeah, I mean, so double spell block is worth
mentioning.
It's pretty powerful. I mean, I agree. But, I mean,
anyway,
Ninja Boogie, the Brambles have been great. I've seen a lot of Cursed Crowns come out as well that have been pretty impactful. But it's mostly just the Terrorize. It's just, you can't do anything about it. The BKBs are down, they're starting to get low. In that last fight, Dragon Knight was running away for half the fight without his control. Drops.
It is a 4-second
Such a ridiculous.
And it is a very powerful spell.
And I feel like, I know Trent was talking about this, the fact that you can see the effect before it has applied and cancel it, I think that's way too OP. That should be changed.
That the player himself can see when the Terrorize is going to land?
The enemies can see it too. The enemies can see the effect.
Yeah, why
and then you can cancel.
So who's that OP for? Oh, you mean for the guy so you can pump fake it.
Yeah, and that's pump fake it.
Was not involved.
I mean, I guess, but even
Dark Willow.
If you couldn't see the ring, you still, hear the sound and you can guess where it's going anyway, kind of. I mean, I don't know how much it really matters.
Really? You don't think that matters?
Have
you seen people pump fake this? It's pretty insane.
I mean, sure, it is good.
It's like the Pit of Malice. It's basically the exact same thing, except Terrorize is literally your ultimate.
Yeah, it's a lot better. I agree with that.
You agree with me?
I think the spell itself just has... The spell has a really obvious audio cue, right? Like, you definitely hear when Terrorize is being cast. And if you fake it and you couldn't see the ring on the ground, you're still going to react like you're expecting it to land on the ground.
Does the sound come out right away, or is it after?
When you start channeling it.
You sure?
Yeah. It has like this charge up that like... Almost like electric charge sound up. And then when it lands, and the fear supply, then
maybe try to...
You can ask Slacks to do that. He's great at sound.
No, he's not. He thinks he is.
He thinks he's great at a lot of things, and he's actually at the
I'm an analyst.
I'm a human being.
So Jazz has pretty much the dream items for the Earthshaker. This is kind of what you want in every game. Link, Force, Shadow Blade.
Yep.
50 Echo Slam. Have you seen the difference in the Echo Slam? Not like how impactful is it that it hasn't been dealing damage to solo targets?
It's pretty impactful in a lot of situations. It's like one of the reasons that Shaker was so good was that the hero was used to solo kill cores that was lifted. It's a lot harder now that it doesn't echo or it doesn't get that bonus damage, but the echo damage talent I really like. It's more impactful than you would think because it echoes twice, right? On heroes. So it says 50, but it's 100 on every hero when it echoes.
Yeah.
So if you catch 2 or 3 heroes in an Echo Slam late game with this level 20 talent, the damage of this spell is insane. It's better than it used to be. But you obviously hold it up against how often does Shaker get level 20, how often does he even get picked. I think this hero is underrepresented in competitive CM right now.
Can I ask you a question?
I think Shaker can be used.
I need to ask you a question, buddy. I was having some conversations, and there was a lot of hot debate about what in the old patch. So the original talent, what was the best 25 talent in your opinion?
In which patch?
In like when talents were introduced. I think we've had this conversation.
Abaddon and Aphotic Shield.
Yes, exactly.
I think.
A lot of people disagree with me.
That one was so good.
And it's slightly worse now, right? I think they got rid of 50.
Quite a lot worse.
No,
250 health. It was plus 300.
It was 300. Okay, 50 less.
And Abaddon had what's his XP talent 25% instead of 20, so it got it faster.
Yeah. So now It's slightly worse.
And the patch was also better for the Abaddon himself.
Correct.
So it's like the hero was really good.
But now there's a lot of level 25 talents that are just as good, if not better. Looks like we're gonna get an
the 25 talents have been getting a buff overall.
Which I think is really cool.
That
I really like that.
so sick.
Looks like Aegis and Cheese will go the way of Mineski. Mushi will claim the Aegis for himself. He does have the butterfly, so he's just so rich he can literally get every item that we're suggesting.
And you can, obviously, this Flutter 2-second move speed bonus is good enough that you can get up to almost Haste without boots. So he can make that one Flutter move and use his Aegis, and then put in the tread stuff.
So ready for the triple toss?
I'm ready for Vici Gaming to pull off a sick combo here. If they don't do that, the game's up. They need something really crazy. They need a 3-man vac wall into Sanking stuff. We go from there. Razor went for the Ags, and now he's going hard. I think that's like almost a
queen.
defeatist attitude to go hard now. It's like you have to kill these heroes. Like, you're not going to kill anyone with a heart.
You steal their damage.
Yeah. Well, then you get Refresher and you steal 2 guys, and then you Eye of the Storm.
True. But will you survive long enough is the question.
He has 40 armor. Why do you need a heart now?
He needs HP. He'll have like 4k HP. Oh no, they failed. They are stealing a lot of damage, though. He gets locked off by the fissure. We'll get forced staff to safety again, but that's a Paparazzi BKB, which is probably the biggest steal of all.
Yep, and Shiva, and ulti.
And now Ice has the Ag, so an additional familiar for himself. Not sure if they're going to make it to 25.
Or familiar.
30k net worth lead for Mineski.
Yeah.
Winner of this will play Team Secret, by the way, and that'll be the next match. Yep.
Puny Radiant,
Fortification pop. It's going to be the last stand for Vici
fortification.
Gaming in this particular game. Of course, it's the best of 1 GSL format, so nobody's eliminated in group stage at all. It's all for positioning in the playoffs, which begin tomorrow.
Young 11, eating brambles.
Great. I think it's it would be really bad if you destroy them yourself. Auto attacks like a cog or something. It's probably too easy to counter. Young 11. Ice Pack will connect on Mushi. There's this vacuum. Oh, gets 4-step out again. That's vacuum on cooldown for 30 seconds. It's basically an on to 3 heroes. Fissure to follow. The Terrorize into the Sonic Wave. They're all running back to base. And this is the beginning of the end for Vici Gaming in this particular game. So 1-for-1 right now, though, but the Darkseid is a pretty big deal that he's dead. Paparazzi with the BKB again. Burrow Strike connects onto Mushi. He does have the Aegis, of course. Trying to create some space. That static link. Oh, he did get the Refresher, by the way.
I got it.
He got two static links there.
I think that's a big part of the reason that Vici stayed in the game here is that Refresher.
But now that it's on cooldown, you just regroup as Mineski. Once they have 5 and
Vici definitely needed a better fight than that. It was a great initiation there from the Shaker. 3-man echo, good follow-up damage from him. I'm wondering if the Terrorize ended up working a little bit against them in that instance. Because obviously, if you fear the enemy team and make them run away, sometimes it's better if you just place with Brambles instead of... Maybe he mistimed it as well, maybe you wanted to fear them into Brambles, but they might have been on cooldown, actually. When Darkseid cleared up the Brambles, the Shaker went in like 5 seconds later, so Brambles were probably still unavailable.
Oh, it's funny watching them clear the Brambles.
Yeah. I mean, it's pretty annoying. Like, that spell is just so annoying.
Yeah. Maybe Ice does make it fun. They get a good fight here, perhaps. Shaker up in 6 seconds. Darkseid not for another 15. They're going to get the tier 3 at the very least.
As
Down it
middle
goes,
tower
Mushi.
falls,
That Bramble Mace feels pretty safe, along with the Lotus
rises.
Orb applied. And the Solar Crest, and the Lincoln.
50 armor. 50 armor, 3,000 health, status resistance, BKB, and Aegis.
What is his status resistance? 20.3? Pretty good. It's no Centaur, but, you know.
Where does it say that? Oh, there. Yeah. Well, 20.3 plus Grow gives 40.
Oh, it doesn't add that into it. Okay, so it is a Centaur.
It's stronger than Centaur. Tiny has the highest
better than
status.
Centaur.
I don't actually know if Centaur theoretically can even get more. If he has 6 hearts, I don't even know if that gives more than 60%.
Have you ever gotten 6 hearts on Centaur?
No.
Fine.
There's only weird people like Centaur.
Centaur is a sad hero.
Used to be.
Although his win rate is high, so.
No, what hero also has a high win rate right now? So 5k plus?
Becky's?
Lycan. 73% I saw yesterday.
Really?
73% win rate in 5k plus games in the last
year.
year.
Let's get initiation off the quick kill. The Darkseer out right away. The Lotus Orb applied, still to Mineski. Another toss. They're seeing the tosses just use left and right and up and down.
Still has one left.
He does have buyback on Darkseer.
He's going to expend.
I mean, these charges, they replenish pretty fast. We have three tosses again. Ori pops the Dragon Form again. There's the buyback, the Burrow Strike. That was the Lotus Orb. He actually Burrow Strike land him in the end here. As Curse around. Wilson 2, Echo Slam onto 2 as well. That's a dead Sanking, that's a dead Ring. They got the buyback into this fight. Ori pops the BKB, Brambles are placed. Sacrifice as well though, and Ori, they're trying to create as much space as possible as this Rakshas is being pounded upon by Ice and Familiars. The Curse Ground again hits Dragon Knight. He's just getting annoyed the crap out with these Familiars, and down goes Dragon Knight. He can buy back, but there's no Dragon Form. Mega Creeps goes the way of Mineski, and GG comes out, so looks like Mineski will be playing Team Super starting at next.
That's probably the right grounds and everything. I think that just played better. They had better map movement, they had better skirmishes. I'm a bit surprised with a couple of mistakes VG Gaming made. Obviously the Arcane Boots we've talked to death. You know, sometimes it just happens, but the fight execution I thought was a little bit off. I think this Dragon Knight got caught alone too many